This is going to be the biggest bull run in crypto history. And if you're here to get those giant X's, you want to make a lot of profit from this, you barely have time. And I mean barely. I'm talking days, maybe a week to squeeze into the coins that are going to do the 10, 20, 30 X's that people are looking for in crypto. In this video, without hype, if you can notice, I'm a little bit out of my WWF character here. I'm going to tell you where the biggest gains are going to be. I'm going to show you the industries, I'm going to show you the specific coins, and explain to you why they're going to move so you understand and know how to play this market. And we're going to be getting into big safe coins that if you're kind of new to this is what you should stick to. And yes, we'll be getting into those very dirty coins that have the potential to 10, 20, 30, 50x here. And I'm a little serious in this video because we've been waiting for this exact move for years. Since I pointed this out in November 2023, this is the exact moment with ETH and utility that we've been waiting for. And you've seen my gains from the past few videos. I've been pointing this out, and the gains and all the things we've been talking about, the alt season, the Ethereum utility season we've been looking for, the actual bull run, not whatever the hell last year was. It's starting, and it's been starting for a bit. And this is the last chance before the Hogwarts Express just takes off. Because right now, we're on the cusp of what looks like a 2023 situation. If you remember 2023, we pointed things out at cataclysmic lows. Even from the lows last year, we were up 10, 15 crazy X's on many coins. And we're about to do that again because we're looking at the exact same setup where Bitcoin is confirming a big bull run, but the utility coins have not moved yet. They will in the next couple days, if not this week. And look, normally I make these videos crazy, but a lot of new people are going to be getting into crypto right now. And I don't think making the bombastic videos that I normally do is going to emphasize that I'm deadly serious about what we're talking about right here. And I don't have time to be funny or make some comedic script for you because I have to get this out now. Even tomorrow could be too late with the movement we're about to see. ETH is just teetering. As soon as it moves past 3,000, this is going to be closed up. The chances for the huge X's in this bull run, it's just done. It's closed. You're just going to have to be playing on a more riskier ground going forward, and you're not going to see the same gains. And I want to calmly give you a straightforward, easy to understand roadmap of what I believe is about to happen. And screaming Cardano cuckold jokes and showing you my massive jack guns, I know they're impressive. They'll be back next video, don't worry. That adds a little bit of layer of confusion. I won't be bringing up your slutty mud in this video. I won't be making fun of your acorn-sized mini dong in this video. It's going to be a serious video because, like I said, deadly serious here. Need to get this out now. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Two things. I'm going to mention the big chunky safer coins in this video. If you're kind of a beginner, this is where you should be focusing at. I will be talking about some tiny new coins that have come out that I think have massive potential, but they're spruced throughout this video and kind of hidden because I don't want to just slap them up. As you know, I'm very famous here. Look at the views. Pretty much the most important man in crypto. So I got to be careful with what I say. That also being said, like and subscribe this video because A, being first to these gets you information sooner. More importantly, my meme coin is going to be dropping at $3,500 ETH. When that happens, there's going to be a 10,000 person whitelist. The people that get preferential treatment on that whitelist are going to be people that have been liking my videos and have subscribed to my videos. I can easily have an AI scrape that. If you're not subscribed, God bless you. Good luck participating in that whitelist and having a chance. So let's hop in the computer. Let's talk about this real quick. And then we're just going to get straight into the coins, straight into the industries. Real pronto kind of style video. And also, I know you guys are loving my new mom's basement Chamber of Secrets studio I got going right here. Next video, we have a big new, brand new, cool studio being built. It's going to be very special. It's going to be very cool. It's going to be bigly awesome. You guys are going to love it. This is the last video in the Hogwarts layer of doom mom's basement studio. So take it and enjoy it. I even put some decorations up for you. Very expensive. You can see the massive wealth I clearly have. Let's continue. So gentlemen, we need to cover a few things before we get into specific coins, industries, so you know why this is happening, because everything I'm about to talk about here, industry and coin-wise, is tied to Bitcoin and Ethereum. And so, yes, we want to be able to pick certain coins, we want to be able to get into certain projects early and whatnot, but all this is controlled by Bitcoin and Ethereum. So a deep understanding of why Bitcoin is doing what it's doing and why Ethereum is doing what it's doing and how those two are connected together is essential here. You will not succeed if you do not understand this. So please watch this brief part before I get into actual coins, because if you just throw your money into coins right now, go absolutely nuts in them, I guarantee you're not going to understand when to sell these coins, and you're going to ride all your coins, everything back to zero, and then you're going to get really mad and try to blame some extremely good-looking influencer on the internet for all your problems. But that's not going to fly because that beautiful, good-looking influencer, that chiseled piece of Greek god, crypto financial advice guy, he's not having it. He warned you. So this is what we need to understand. Look, why is Bitcoin moving? We just saw Bitcoin go from 70,000 people, end of the world prices, all the way up to $111,000. So why is Bitcoin moving up? What's going on here? It's because there's only $21 million Bitcoins, and every single giant financial institution on earth is beginning to save their money in Bitcoin. That it's as simple as that. It's the only resource on earth right now. You can 3D print gold literally that you can't replicate. I don't want to make an entire video explaining why Bitcoin is scarce or what's going on here, but we're seeing inflation stopping. It's basically war and done. We're probably going to be seeing rates dropping. We're seeing a lot of liquidity hitting the markets. We're seeing the global money supply skyrocketing. This is everything that happened in COVID. This is the same exact type of movement that we saw before COVID in 2020, and the big bull run happened right here. It's the same exact playbook. It's the same exact thing. Everything's lining up the same exact way. It's reasonable to think that we're just going to get the same exact outcome right here. Now, what we saw during COVID and what applies to the altcoins we want to trade on this channel is, look, you need to understand that when 2020 was happening, we saw Bitcoin do almost a 3-4x before ETH even got moving. So you can see this is January 5th right here. And so I'm seeing all these people like complaining that ETH's not moving or alts are lagging and whatever's going on. Okay, great. But if we go look at the timeline right here, if you look, when did ETH really start moving? It didn't really start making as big parabolic moves until Bitcoin was like clearly moving. Look at this time right here. This is around Christmas time right here. You know, ETH really wasn't moving or doing much. And we'd been seeing Bitcoin, the big leader coin, by this time in October had done a 3x from its lows. You know, it was going nuts. It's going nuts. And so you need to understand that Bitcoin's always going to lead the way in these things, and ETH is going to lag behind it. Now, what we trade on this channel is, yes, I have massive exposure to Bitcoin and Ethereum. I have millions and millions and millions of dollars in them. But that isn't how we get rich in crypto. This is how we can maybe, actually, I think with Ethereum, we're sitting on a solid 2-3x right now, which is almost, in my opinion, guaranteed. Please read the disclaimer on this channel. Every video, I have to make like a 5-minute speech on how you're going to lose all your money, that this is financial suicide. I'm going to value your time here and respect your intelligence. Actually, I can't say it with a straight face. I know the type of people that watch this channel, but I'm going to try and just hope just one time, just go read the disclaimer. Let's not waste time. Let's talk about this. Please read the disclaimer. It is so deadly serious. This is not financial advice. Turn off this channel right now. Slap yourself for even looking at it. Financial suicide. You're going to lose all your money. You have zero chance of making money. Okay, we good? All right, so look, what we're going to try and trade to get rich on this channel, which is why I know you're here. You're not looking for responsible financial advice. You want to find the sharpest pencil sharpener in the classroom and stick your dick in it and hope no one plugs it in. I know that's your level of risk tolerance. I know that's what you're looking for. So the coins we're looking to trade on this channel are going to be way below ETH. You know, we can make a lot of money in some of these coins right here that I'm going to talk about, but specifically looking at smaller utility coins on ETH and NFTs, I think that's where we're going to see the crazy gains. So I'll talk about it here in a second. What you need to understand though, is when ETH starts moving, all the coins that we make a lot of money in follow the same exact pattern that Ethereum has with Bitcoin. Now, look, there's a lot of things that happened in the last year in 2024 that really broke all these rules. And I think what happened this last year in 2024 is you're probably thinking, well, ETH didn't perform at all. I really think what we saw then was some weird like monkey mating with a cow, a mutant freak animal running around the pasture that people mistaked for a bull. It was like a weird meme coin / Bitcoin exclusive bull. The ETH didn't move. Very strange thing. I don't think that was a bull run. I think that was just Bitcoin finally being fully adopted by institutions and Solana having like a weird gangbang orgy of greed. And that's it. I don't know what was going on there, but we're seeing a much more traditional bull run movement right here with ETH popping back up. But if we go back and look at when ETH really started to pop up in 2020, you can see it made its really big move starting at the beginning of January. You can see this is when it really started to go up, and then it kind of completed its first move up end of February. All right, so if we go look at these dates right here, and we go look at like meme coins that had really good runs back then, if we go look at BNB, this is one I love to use. You can see it really didn't start moving until ETH was way on its way. All right, you can see like around the beginning of February, it hadn't really done much and then exploded like that. That is what I think we're about to see. Now, Before we get into the actual coins I'm about to talk about here, I want to give you the odds of this because a lot of people come to my Twitter, they come to other Twitter accounts, and they come to other KOL videos in crypto because they offer some form of certainty. Like this person knows the market's going to go up. No one knows what the market's going to do. And I don't offer you any form of certainty whatsoever. What I view this as is I think there's a 50-50 chance that we see a altcoin market like we saw in 2020. So if this is a roulette table, what I'm telling you right here is that I don't know where the ball is going to land. I do know if the ball lands on red, we're betting red here that we're going to get an alt season. If it lands there, we're going to get 10, 20, 30 X's on a lot of our smaller altcoins. This is insane compared to the risk of the bet. The other 50-50 odd is that we go back into a bear market, okay? And what's going to happen right here is in our altcoins, which are still in pretty bad places compared to this last year, we're probably going to eat another 60-70% loss. That is acceptable odds. If you could give me a table in Vegas with those odds, I would bet there every single day, every day of the week, as much as I could. That's the bet we're taking right here. So this is why I have multiple 8 figures in the market right now. And my goal is to turn this into very high or even 9-figure numbers with this exact betting odds that I just laid out to you. If for some reason we go into a bear market, which I think is a 50-50 odds, I can eat the loss on this portfolio. It's fine. But if we bull, this is just stupid money glitch. Okay, so understand that's the bet we're taking right here. We're not investing. We're not doing some crazy TA. I'm not offering you any certainty whatsoever or claiming to know what the market's going to do. What I'm offering you right now is an extremely lopsided risk to reward bet. That's what we're doing. That's the bet we're taking. So what we want to do and what we're aiming to do right here for this bull run is I think Ethereum's probably going to, and I'm going to talk about the 50% ratio right here where we win. Okay, so this is all the best case scenario. There is still the scenario where the complete opposite of this happens. This is if we bull. If we bull right here, I think Ethereum's going to slingshot past $3,000 into $3,500 and return to its all-time high fairly quickly because it's super lagged behind Bitcoin. And I don't think that's going to last much longer. Ethereum is the decentralized settlement layer for the entire planet. This is like the internet, but just for finance. And I think it's very undervalued right now. People see it at a $300 billion market cap, which is crazy if this was a tech company or an internet company, but it's not. It's like the entire internet. Okay, it doesn't have an owner. It's extremely decentralized. People think Vitalik owns it, for example. He has a very small amount of the supply. So that being said, this is like being able to invest on the internet. This is what everyone is going to be running everything on. It's really the leader and the only decentralized one. Cardano has some interesting things going on, but I don't think anything's going to be as big as Ethereum. This going to a $1 trillion market cap is reasonable. It's just straight up reasonable. Like going to a multi-trillion dollar market cap when Bitcoin goes to a $10 trillion market cap, this going to like a $2 trillion market cap, reasonable. It could realistically happen. So when this happens and ETH goes to this 3,500, 4,000 price point, you're going to see all of retail with Bitcoin probably at 115, 120,000. All of retail is going to FOMO back into this. No one's going to want to buy Bitcoin. No one's going to want to buy Ethereum because the X's right there are going to be mostly drained out. This is for rich people only at this point who are looking to turn $1 million into $1.5 to $2 million with relatively low risk. Low risk caveat. Everything in crypto is financial suicide. What people are going to want to do is they're going to come down here and they're going to want to go for the 5, 8, and then they're going to get really juicy and want to go for the 10, 15, 20 X's that are going to be popping off left and right. I can't express to you enough. Last bull run, we saw shit like this happening left and right. You'd log on every single day and you'd see a chart like this doing this. So you'd be in not meme coins or like really high risk crazy stuff. You'd just be in good old boring utility coins and you'd be scoring a 5, 10X every other day. People are going to see that. They're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, come in and go, where can I get rich at? Where can I missed this curve right here. Where can I pop into? And this is where we're going to make our money at. Okay. So let's talk about the places where we're going to make money here. And I'm going to give you some very basic coin lists right here. And some, again, I'm going to give you some juicy ones, but they're going to be hidden. So pay attention. So there's specifically big chunky coins and in a few industries in crypto, I think are going to do exceptionally well and that you can very much bet on to be crazy earners if we get a bull run right here. So if we're starting with like a big beginner portfolio and you're new to crypto, like look, if you're a beginner or you're like just tuning in the crypto and you just saw Bitcoin cross 110,000, Ethereum doing this, and you're thinking, oh, where do I get in that? I have news for you. If you're new to crypto right here, like I love you, but you're truly late. Like you're not being original right here. And you thinking you're going to come into this space against people that have been doing this for a decade and walk away like with some well-executed high-risk plays is nonsense. It's nonsense. Okay. Cut it out. If you're new to this, you're just coming in. You need to just you need to go play in the kiddie pool. This is the kiddie pool, all right, where you're not going to get your head chopped off, lopped off by cannibals, but you can still make some gains here, okay? So what we're going to start at, before we get into the specific industries that are going to pump super hard, is I would just go and start my portfolio with Solana. I think Cardano is going to outperform Solana, I think, from this point right here. They're both really great chains. I think Solana's going to do just fine. I don't think you can go wrong with Solana. I think if you want to be really safe, I would start at Ethereum if you want to make some money. I think a good 3x is on the table pretty damn easily. But I think Cardano, as we get down to Cardano and we get down to Sui, I don't know how to pronounce it. See, it's Sui. That's we're not pronouncing this as Sue, all right, on this channel. But if we're getting into Cardano and Sue, what we're going to do is this is where we start getting into the 5, 8Xs and whatnot. So I'd really be starting at Cardano. Sue is going to do very good. I think Hype's going to do very, very good. And Chainlink is like the most useful coin on here, but no one ever buys it. I don't get it. Like technology and actual use cases, fuck those. This is stupid. No one's going to be buying Chainlink. Even though I love Chainlink and I think it's like the best coin on here. But look, then I think AVAX is really catching a bid in sports and gaming. And this is probably going to be one of the bigger narratives here in the next couple years. So I think AVAX is going to do stupid well on these. Of all these, I think that are going to deliver the biggest gains. I think Sue and Hype and AVAX are going to do very well. I think Cardano is going to do great. You can't go wrong with it. Tron, I think, is actually maybe going to do well. I don't know. Tron is like this giant incest mutant retard baby that like pops up in your basement out of like some abyss that like Satan created and then like comes in your house and shoots in your refrigerator. I don't know what's going along with it, but it won't leave. It keeps getting bigger and stronger. So like I don't like invest in Tron, I guess. I don't know. I think maybe it will do pretty well. It will not die and stop making Justin Sun the richest man on planet Earth. So morality and all this stuff, I'll just go, whatever. I actually like he's pretty, he makes me giggle. But that's kind of where I'd be stopping at as far as these bigger coins go. There's a lot of really good coins on here like DOT and, you know, I like HBAR, I like Stellar. But that's where I'm going to stop at with these coins. So where do we want to get started at next? So there's 3 industries on the top of my mind right here when it comes to massive gains. If you want to get like the pumpiest and I think the soonest gains, I think you're going to want to start in AI and RWA. Now look, as we get further into this video near the end, I'm going to be giving you some of the long list of AI coins I think are going to do crazy well, as well as the same thing with RWA coins and a few other niches. Okay, I want to focus more on the top layer, the safest areas of these coins. On top of that, if you care how these things work and why they're pumping and the things they apply to an overall technology, those are covered in videos I'll link to at the end of this video. I know you don't care about that because you're a degenerate piece of shit and you just want to fuck that pencil sharpener of risk as hard as you possibly can because let's face it, you've probably never touched a woman if you're watching this channel. That's okay. AI girlfriends are coming very soon for you, you 5'2" neckbeards. You're going to get some too. Don't worry. All right. It's fine. You're not going to have to settle for the fats anymore. Your AI girlfriend going to be a very, very beautiful cat lady, because I know you sick fucks are into that stuff. But we need to talk about the industries that are going to pump the most. So I think the one's going to pump the soonest is going to be AI and RWA. Here's where you should be looking in AI. So BitTensor is a chosen child. I told you to buy this like a month ago. It's just going to keep going up. It's going to keep going up. This is the runner, this run. We got it right here. It's just going to keep going up. BitTensor is what you should have in every AI portfolio. I like Near Protocol a lot. I think BitTensor is going to outperform it from here, even though it's a little bit higher. You can't go wrong with both of these though. All right, if you want to get good exposure to AI, there you go. Just slap it in there. Slap it in there, rub it on your face, put it on your body, moisturize your butt cheeks with it. It's serious video. So wait, all right, so look. Where else will we go? I think Virtual Protocols has massive legs to it. I don't own any of this because it's just like, it's already giant. I like BitTensor's a little bit over it. I think it's going to do really well, though. Virtual Protocols is going to do stupid well. Now, if we get down into the top layers of this portfolio, you guys know a lot of my AI coins. And like always, all my coins that I hold are listed on my Twitter. So you can just go there if you want the full list. I'm going to mention just a few that I think are really good. Again, I would always start my portfolio with AOS. I think this thing is really good. I think it's going to have multi-billion-dollar market cap. As you get into the riskier coins, Destra, I think, is going to pull a chosen child from here. This has been one that everybody's into. Everybody's really hyped about. I think this is going to be retail candy when it happens. I think Destra is probably going to like $1 here by the end of the bull run. It's going to do really good. This is probably one of the better bets in AI, in my opinion. The next one I would really look at is Zig Chain. This is a large chain that ties in AI and RWA. I think it's going to be crack cocaine. Also, has a really cool name like Zig. It makes me think of a tiger. So that's one of the main reasons. I'm just kidding. That's not the main reason I bought it. It's like the second one. Okay. And the third and the fourth one. But the main thing is what I mentioned before. It's going to be a really big layer in AI and RWA. I think has a really strong narrative. And then I think one of the most slept on runners is going to be Hash AI. This one has the narrative. It has the brand. It's an AI mining company. I think it's going to do really, really, really stupid numbers. That's going to do really good. Now, of course, we have all the same ones. Also, Taobot. If you want to get exposure to Tau, which I think is going to keep going up and up and up, but you want to get more gains, it's going to be Taobot. You can see from the lows right here, it's gone from 11 cents where I told you to buy it because Tau was going to go up. Now it's at 53 cents. So that's a good clean 5x before the bull even starts. So with that in mind, I think it's if we see Tau do a 4x from here, this is going to do an 8x. So if you want to expose to Tau in a cheeky way, there you go. And there's all sorts of other ones that I mentioned in the last video and that I'll get into later on in this video if you want kind of the really pumpy ones. A few new ones I've gotten into. Spectre AI, I think this one has a really good narrative behind it. It's very strong. I explain it and I'll explain this more at the end of the video with those coins I mentioned. Another one that I just got into, and these are very high risk ones. These are like the low, super high risk ones. I think are going to do really big numbers if they run. Super duper high risk guys though. Coins in these market caps right here, they crash all the time. They fail to perform. I have to be completely transparent with you. This is intense high level gambling. Astra AI, I think is another really impressive one for the low market cap ranges. And there's another one that I'm really liking called Q3 AI. And if you look at this right here, recently they did some changes to the infrastructure. And so they relaunched the coin. This is just the process where the coin relaunched that. And they removed a lot of things that were actually holding the price down. I really like Q3. I think the team's really well put together. I think for one of the lower market cap coins, this thing's probably going to do really well here later in the bull run. So those are kind of the AI coins that I'm looking at right now. I'll get more into my list and a specific other long list of other coins later on the video. So the next place it's going to pump crazy hard is RWA. And so I think this is one of the most powerful narratives because what BlackRock is doing and what is happening is traditional finance is getting into crypto. What does this mean? Traditional stuff like houses, cars, stocks, it's all being put on chain. So the projects that facilitate this are going to absolutely run like crazy because they're being tied into the largest money in pool ever hitting crypto in the history of crypto. So this is where you want to be. I think it's going to do similar numbers to AI. So if I'm going to be starting anywhere on here, I mean, I think you can't really go wrong with like Ondo. Again, you know, I was talking about a few weeks ago, and then that thing like nuked the hell. So again, I want to stress, like, even though these coins are big, like they can create a big mess. I love Chainlink. I really want Chainlink to succeed. I think eventually everyone's gonna be like, oh, this thing is the most important technology, you know, of crypto, because like every coin uses Chainlink in its infrastructure. But who knows? I've been saying this for like a decade, and Chainlink still won't get a bid. So you, Chainlink. Just invest in Sue and you'll be fine. I don't own any Sue either. That thing's going to pump super hard and everyone's going to be screaming Sue on Twitter, and I'm going to get zero exposure to it. So great. Fuck. All right. Look, where would we go also from here? So where I'd be going if I'm starting off in anything is I really like Chint AI. They're a really good one. I like reserve rights. This is a good old big giant basic coin. And if I'm trying to get into like things that are going to pump and get really dirty, which I'm looking for in RWA because it's really slept on. AI's already ran a bit because people are aware of it. People really don't understand RWA and it hasn't run yet. I think Pinlink's going to do crazy numbers. It ties in the AI as well as RWA. I think Lumia looks really good to me right here. I think Chain looks really, really good. Those are ones that I think are going to do very well. I'm mostly exposed to Pinlink in these situations. I think these are going to do similar numbers to Pinlink. I think Pinlink has the chance to be kind of the Destra in this field and really run. I think Crypto Autos is phenomenal because it basically puts cars and car rentals and car ownership and all sorts of stuff about that on chain and RWA. I think this one is being super duper slept on right now. Another one that's kind of RWA that I like is Cryptalk, and it's just what's going on in chat systems with all chat systems being centralized. You can see the same problems that we start having with Telegram. I think putting chat and allowing people to communicate on chain is going to be really big. Very high risk coin. Very high risk coin. And another one that I recently added were two coins that are coming up in the future called Yieldstone and RWA Layer. I'm really going hard on a lot of these smaller ones right here, especially in RWA, because it's super slept on. Like in AI, you're going to have a hard time finding coins below a $20-30 million market cap because everybody's really deep in that pencil sharpener. But in RWA, it's not the case. And there's a lot of really good coins that are just being really slept on down here. So those are the ones I'd be focusing on. So the final place we're going to be looking is gaming. And I think this is the most slept on area in all of crypto. I think within 2 to 3 years, almost all game assets will be on chain. There'll be NFTs. Every game will have virtual currencies where the companies take a cut of the trades going on in it. I think gaming is going to be huge, and people just kind of forgotten the potential of what's going on here. It was one of the biggest runners in the 2020 run. I think it's about to happen again, but it's way more fleshed out and way more realized now. So where are we going to be looking at in gaming? I like IMX. I think IMX is going to do very well if you want just a big chunky safe coin to put at the top of your gaming portfolio. I think Superverse is probably the best coin in gaming. I think it's still at an extremely cheap price. We've made a lot of money in Superverse when we got into it in 2023. This is one of our best runners. That said, Elliot is super duper experienced when it comes to gaming in this entire industry. He's probably one of like the most OG founders when it comes to gaming crypto. He knows what he's doing over there, what Super is doing and how every coin is basically integrating with Super. It's going to make it massive infrastructure. And then what Elliot is doing with Black Hole it's about to release, which is basically going to be like the AVAX DEX for gaming, and how he's setting it up to basically bring all the games and all the liquidity for the games together over there, plus that they're airdropping that to Super holders, plus that they're using the profits from Black Hole to rebuy Super. I just think you can really go and do a lot of damage just having Super. I think it's probably the best coin in gaming. I think Beam is right up there. It's a near second there. I think Beam is one of the better brands. It's so well run. Love the founders over there. I think Beam is going to do very, 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 very well. Another one I would go and start looking at, Echelon Prime. I would also suggest Neural AI. It basically generates the AI content for games. So it combines AI plus gaming, which I think is just a huge, crazy narrative. I mentioned it a few times before. And I'm really going to be focusing on gaming a little bit later on in the bull run because I think it's going to run second after AI and RWA. I think it's going to do crazy numbers really well, but I think AI and RWA are going to shine first. I think if you want to get into something really early, which I know a lot of you guys don't want to do, I think S-Fund, again, that's another easy one right here. It's pretty down from its highs recently, but this is where all the best games, this is where all the stuff's going to be launching at. It's another really, really, really good coin in the gaming space. So other than this, I think Wilder World, probably also one of the bigger, like better games / ecosystems. That's another one I would be putting into there right now. I love Wilder World. And then one that I think is going to do some silly numbers, it's kind of really cheeky, is Moon Tropica. During the last highs, this thing got up to like a $50 million market cap pretty easily, even more prior in 2024. This thing just kind of has a cult-like following. They're constantly innovating and doing new stuff, and it's a really, really, really cheeky gaming coin that's at a stupid market cap right now that I think could easily return and do a very, very, very fast 5x when we start bulling. So finally, last place I would be looking at for big gains, and people are going to kind of laugh at me for this, but two things: meme coins and NFTs. Now, when it comes to meme coins, I'm not really going to make any suggestions on this channel. Ones I do like, but I'm not the meme coin guy. Fartcoin, we picked it a lot. We picked this one way at the lows recently. It's done really great numbers. I think Fartcoin's going to do great. I'm not saying, these numbers right here, it's still very high. Take it with a grain of salt. The meme coin I'm most pumped about is Pudgy Penguins because it actually has an entire brand. It's like literally the Disney of crypto. It's the Mickey Mouse of crypto. And so I think Pudgy Penguins and Pengu and what they're doing at Extract, and I think Luca with the founder, if you're investing in founders, this is just a big long-term hold. I think Pengu's going multiple billion-dollar market cap. It's the best ran NFT project in crypto. It's probably the best branding entertainment brand in crypto by far. There's nothing else like it. I would just be stocking up on Pengu like crazy. As far as NFTs go, I would be buying Penguins. Of course, I grab a Pudgy Penguin. And if you can afford it, what I would be getting into is CryptoPunks. These have been so slept on. Well, not slept on because you can see the floor is still very high for these. But we got into these, at like 70,000 or whatever during the kind of bear market. I think the floor of these is going to 500,000. I'm not saying everybody here can buy them. You can literally buy like shares of certain punks. I think those are going to go way up in value, so you can just trade the coin. And I don't like pushing my projects too much on this channel because of the obvious bias. But Neo Tokyo, when gaming starts to move, that is where every single major gaming founder is. Every single investor in gaming is. It is like the Richard Mill of gaming NFTs. That's where you're going to want to be. You will see soon enough when gaming comes on and that hits its stride as the gaming Soho house of crypto. You'll see the vision come to. It's just a matter of waiting when gaming NFTs happen, which is going to happen. We have that basically in a headlock. Now, what other NFTs? We got apes. Go buy an ape. I think Fidenzas, no problem there. And I just think keep an eye out on NFTs. I think gaming NFTs are going to do very, very well. We see like all this crazy stuff already happen with off the grid. For example, that we're seeing, $5,000, $6,000 sales, huge, expensive financial transactions happening for assets in that game. You're going to be seeing this all over gaming. So I don't know what games are going to particularly do this in. I think you should have a laser locked eye because there's going to be a ton of things where the games drop these things for like nothing. And then people are going to sell them for like $50,000. I guarantee that's going to be happening in like the next year. So that all being said, guys, this is the plain Jane, simple, laid out, non-hyped guide to what I think is about to happen. If you want to see more of my AI picks and RW picks that I think are about to pump really hard, there's a video right here that's going to show you those picks and what they're doing. I think we've been talking long enough here, so I don't have anything else to say. If you want to get information much, much faster, follow me on Twitter at ZSSBecker. That's where you're going to see this information like 10 times faster because it takes me forever to make these videos. Top of that, like and subscribe because you'll get information here on YouTube first. On top of that, you're not going to get on that whitelist at this point for the meme coin with the demand it has if you're not subscribed to this channel. So good luck with that. You should be subscribed. That's all I got. Here's a video on AI and all my picks and stuff like that. I will see you next time I see you in our new studio, which is going to be, oh. 飘飘北风萧萧，飘飘北风萧萧，天地。